Josh here, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. I am glad to have you guys here. Send us some positive vibes, some love your way, and I am not alone today. I am joined by Mr. MTJ Jedi. What's up, bro? Welcome back to the channel. How you doing?
Hey, good. Nice to be back. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate the
a lot of Magic fans from our last collab. When I said the Sarah Angel stuff, a lot of comments, a lot of MTG fans out there.
I feel good.
We actually had a collab, dude. We had a collab all planned to do this video, and I don't know what the heck it is. You're like, I have a sparring pit strategy, and I'm like, dude, I barely use, I hate to admit it, I barely use my sparring pit, but I have not known because an update dropped. What was it, like the Chimera news, right?
Yes. Yeah, that first day when we were supposed to record, they dropped all the info on Chimera.
Dude, and you hit me up and you're like, because I had not seen the news yet. It was like first thing. And you're like, probably going to have to change the topic of the video. I'm like, what do you mean? And then that's when we did our first collab.
That's a touching story.
But I'm glad to get you back on. If you guys don't know, MTJ Jedi, great Raid Shadow Legends, obviously content creator. I'll have his YouTube channel linked in the description. We're going to do a collab talking about what you want to see in 2025 on his channel after that. So more viewing pleasure for you guys after this one. But MTJ Jedi, dude, without further ado, tell us about your sparring. Is that a fair way to say it? Your sparring pit strategy?
Yeah, that's it, man.
My sparring pit is naked here, dude. I'm very embarrassed to even show this.
Well,
my levels are not upgraded. I haven't used gems. For a dirty spender like yours truly, I am neglectful, woefully neglectful.
Now this is not just for spenders, okay? I want to be clear.
Well, good. I want
I think even this is more important for free-to-play players than it is.
This you decide. You're not gonna give up the money.
You're not gonna give up the money.
You come this far.
You've come this far.
We got spending covered here on the channel, bro. We got that on lockdown. We need some broader spectrum of tips. So this is perfect.
Yeah, great. So with the sparring pit, I have used this strategy for almost 4 years now on every type of account. I've recommended it to lots of other people. They have said, like, this is my greatest contribution to the raid community or something. So,
dude,
hopefully
the suspense is killing me right now. Okay, I can't wait.
Okay, so with the sparring pit,
it's gonna be like instant level 60, max fully ascended, right?
You want to talk? Let's talk.
Perfect.
The biggest thing is that it's not a huge investment.
Okay.
Unlocking level 1 on all 4 of the other spots is only 1,200 gems. And I do not recommend upgrading it to level 2 or level 3. It's just not necessary. If you do that, it's fine, but then you have to monitor it more. You have to be there more. So I really like the pace of just the level 1s. And so that's my recommendation. If you want to go invest more gems, it's going to take a lot longer for it to pay itself off. So thing number 1 is that no matter what you want to do in your sparring pits, no matter what type of champions you want to put in there, you should put them all in at the same level. So I'm looking at mine here, and I have 5 4-star champions, and they're all level 31. And that's super important because one of the reasons why people don't get the most out of their sparring pit is because when they go in there, they got to click one champion, then come back 20 minutes later, click another one. It feels overwhelming. With doing it this way, you're going to once per day when you log in, or if you log in a couple times per day, when you log in, you're just going to click the sparring pit, click each of them to be upgraded, and they'll all go up a level all at the same time. And so
that's good. That's a good tip because I had the same experience back when I was more smarter about using it. And like, dude, I'm sitting here not to interrupt your tip, but
you're good.
I'm sitting here like thinking in my head, like, you are such an idiot, Ash, dude. Like all the stuff that I pay for in this stupid game, and like the fact that I don't use a sparring pit.
Who made this monstrosity?
I'm like looking at the numbers. Like I have one maxed out, and then I have a few at level 1, a couple at level 1, and the other 2s I haven't unlocked. But like 4,500 XP an hour, man. Like I know I'm stating the super obvious, but at max level, even at not max level, there's like a lot of brews, man. Like I'm just totally not taking advantage of. Like I am an absolute moron. Clip that. All right.
Well, here's the thing. Like most people just haven't thought about it. Like we have this, the sparring pit's a meme, right? It's just like been this joke for the longest time, but you can't.
That's how I treat it. Yeah.
Yes, but you can use it as the biggest resource. So by doing this setup the way I'm going to recommend here, what it ends up being is, depending on how often you log in, every 7 to 10 days, you get 5-star chickens. So that's every week you can upgrade a free 6-star.
You get it fully ascended. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Please, let me finish.
Okay.
So what
tell
I
me-
like
yeah.
to do,
Yeah.
what I like to do is when you're going to do champion training, which is perfect timing because that tournament
Yes.
just dropped. When you go to do champion training, level your 3 stars up to 4-star, whatever champions you want to use as chickens. I have 3 frozen banshees and 2 purgators or some crap.
All the same level. Yep.
All the same level. And then
Okay.
what I do is I put 3 brews in them so they're not starting at level 1. That way you don't have to come in like every
10
hour or
minutes.
something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And that starts them off at a good level, and it doesn't use a ton of resources. It's really easy to upgrade 3 stars to 4 stars. And then after a week, those will be your 40s that you can turn into 5-star chickens. And so like it really expedites and saves tons of energy, because the most energy you're doing for making your 5 stars is getting them from like level 35 to 40. If you have to skip all of that, it just saves so much energy throughout the course of your raid account.
Okay, so break it down. Monday, we're putting a brew in everybody, or a few brews in everybody, getting them to 30, right?
Yep.
And then we throw them all in at the same time, and we keep them together the entire time. At the end of the week, we'll have a 5-star rank up.
Yep.
6-star rank up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you can
Dude.
just focus your energy on ranking 2 stars to 3 stars and 3 stars to 4 stars. And you skip that whole extra step, which is the hardest, most energy filled step.
Man, it's so, no disrespect, it's so simple, but it's so obvious now that I'm here. But it's like, dude, I'm not that anybody cares about my account, but I used to hoard chickens. Excuse me, I'm choking up here.
Would you like something to drink, gentleman?
I used to hoard chickens, man, and I used to be like in my head, like, I'm never gonna run out of chickens, dude. Like I am good, man. I am good.
Then they release Curse City.
And recently, I've ran out of chickens, dude. It's insane. I have a couple feasts saved up, but I am running out of the 5 stars. So like, it will happen to anybody out there. So.
Yeah.
Let me ask you just a couple, like, that's a really good tip. It's, again, perfect for champion training tournaments, too, because it can coincide.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, you said only level 1 is necessary. So you would prioritize, obviously, unlocking all of the 5 slots.
All 5 slots.
Instead of upgrading. Upgrading, do you think it's worth it? I mean, it is, obviously, in time,
Some
if you can
people
check in
have
more often,
upgraded
right?
them, but
Yeah.
basically what happens is, like,
You waste a lot.
unlocking all of the spots initially is basically like getting a 6-star champion. Like that amount of gems, you would be able to just go farm and level 1 up. So basically you're skipping 1. If you go to level 2, you're skipping 2. And if you go to level 3, you're skipping 3. So 1 + 2 + 3 is 6. You're basically skipping 6-star champions in order to unlock all of those slots. And just for most people, that's not worth it.
Okay. But no matter what, if you can log in enough, it will yield positive results in time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So, man, don't neglect the sparring pit. Use the MTJ Jedi strategy. Dude, I guess we don't need to make this video super long. Any final thoughts?
I have one other part to it if you want to hear it.
Look, everyone's come out to see him.
Okay, go. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So now a lot of people will get to the point where they're saving those level 40 chickens, and then they have a stockpile of them, okay? Because, you don't have anybody you want to level up or what have you. So if you get to that point, another layer to that you can use, I've used this from time to time, is just go up a level. So basically put all of your epics that you're trying to get to 50, or put all of your dupe legendaries that you're trying to get to 50, and just keep them all at the same level. That'll take a lot longer, but it's also very efficient. And you can do the same thing for 60s if you want to also. Like if you're to the point where you're like just upgrading champions just to upgrade
the ones you want to use. Yeah.
Then you can. The biggest thing is no matter what rank they are, keeping them all at the same level so they all level up at the same time.
All right, man. That's a good motivation and strategy. And hey, who doesn't want more chickens? Do you, at this point in your account, man, do you ever use, or how often do you use campaign to level up champions?
Me personally, I use campaign all the time.
Okay.
And I tell people to stop duoing or soloing dungeons. That's my perspective. I think that campaign is super efficient for leveling up champions. And then if you can also level them up when you're doing a dungeon tournament, that's fine.
Ooh, interesting.
But I think for champion training tournaments,
okay,
I personally, I root for using campaign. So I never have a hard time.
Why am I wrong? Because I've historically, I would trust your judgment over mine, first of all.
Oh, geez. Well, thank you.
But at the same time, to play devil's advocate, you're not getting anything like artifact wise or whatever. So like what I try to do is always, I use brews if I can, obviously, or, if I want to do a champion guide, I'll just do whatever I have to do. But I always just try to do 4-man teams and just level up some whatever, most of the time it's not food. Most of the time it's just champions I want to level up in those squads. Why would you say that campaign's more efficient? I feel like it's energy intensive,
So basically, in order to level up somebody in a dungeon, you have to do
a lot of
significantly amount of runs, lots and tons of energy.
Okay.
In campaign, I think that most of the time, unless it's Spider, most of the time you're going to be making a lot more silver by doing the campaign. And to be just like really straightforward, I always recommend 12-3 Brutal.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't think anybody should be running Nightmare campaign. I think you're losing out.
Uh-oh. You don't want to know what's in the background.
Are you running Nightmare campaign?
You don't want to know. Well,
I don't like Nightmare campaign because it doesn't give you mystery shards.
That's a really good point. And to be fair, I barely ever do this. This is like emergency. I'm out of brews. Like, let's get a guy leveled up really quickly. I'm not saying it's the best route to go at all, but okay. But that's a really good point on mystery shards.
Yeah. And also, you're going to get more silver by running 12-3 Brutal as well. What do you get, ancient shards out of Nightmare? Is that the chance? So you get no mystery, but nothing to replace it? Right. You just get a higher percent of rare artifacts or whatever the heck. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so meaningless. Okay. All right. Well, hey, MTJ Jedi, thanks so much for coming on. This is going to be super beneficial. I have one final question. Yeah. Brand new players, because the thought occurs to me that brand new players tune into this channel every day, who are not so worried about whatever. Would you just start with one and just start with your when you're asleep, put your kale in there or whatever? Absolutely. Like what about early game? Yeah. So I just started a new account. I'm level 53 or something. I'm not quite to 90 days. So I've been playing for like 2 months. Yeah. And the order that I did was masteries on my first 2 champions with my gems. Okay. And then the very next thing after that was starting to unlock spots in the sparring pit. Okay. I even unlocked all of the spots in the sparring pit before I unlocked the gem mine, which I know is a little controversial, but I have found that to be very effective for me. Okay, I like that. So masteries first 2. So let's just say your Kale and War Maiden or Kale and Haikatun or whatever you're rocking. Yeah. And then you go training sparring pit rather before the gem mine. Okay, that's cool. Because then that gets you get immediate dividends. You have such a hard time leveling people up early on. Everything is arduous in the beginning of this game, Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, MTJ Jedi, thanks again for coming on. Let's continue the conversation about 2025 on your channel, guys. Check out his channel in the description below. Thank you for watching. And as always, take care, guys.